the new hottest podcast in the world.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm here.
You know what I mean? You gotta have hot with the hot. But I mean, just if we're talking about hot, and then the hot topic, I think polygamy for me, I'm gonna speak for the men. I'm gonna be real. That's right. I'm gonna speak for the men.
Okay.
I think that I'm speaking for fellas. I'm gonna keep it real, fellas. You know me. It's culture. You know what I mean? You read the Bible, the Quran, the Holy Odus, whatever you find. God created men. We ain't so monogamous like that naturally. You know what I'm saying? So now as a man, how we kind of feel is like, we love a woman, you know what I mean? But, you know, the Bible said, man, find a wife, find a good thing. Well, if I find 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, it can be a great thing. That's how we think. Now, we be disciplined and we'll have one. Okay, but that's me.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Storytime with a Grown Woman That's Swag and the W is silent. So before we get started, please make sure guys you like my video. That helps it with the algorithm and allows other people to view it. It also helps me to grow my channel, in which that's what I'm trying to do. I want to build a community with you guys and, you know, just talk to you guys every day or however often to let you know what's going on in life, what happens in the real world, and things of that nature. So please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. So you just watched the video from Kountry Skits and Mike Bless, which is one of the actors on the skits. He has started a podcast. His friend Kendrick, his brother, a couple other guys talked him into starting the podcast because he really does drop a lot of jewels on the show or on the during the skits. So they you know suggested that he start a podcast, and that's what you see. Well, they've been talking about polygamy, and that's what we're talking about the rest of this month. I'm talking about anything LGBTQ plus because it is Pride Month. So, and we all know when there's polygamy, you know, the women are usually together, so that's the form of LGBTQ plus. So anyway, he's talking about the true nature, something that I just recently talked about in one of my videos. He's talking about the true nature and the culture from the beginning of time has been men have multiple women. That's just what it is. Now, Mike, he did speak from the heart of man. And he also mentioned discipline. So he was right. He's speaking from the heart of a man. Men see other women, they want them. I've said that in previous videos. Ladies, your cat is not the only one that man wants. He may put a ring on it, he may be committed, but there's other cat out there that he wants. So you kind of have to know this. But as he stated, due to discipline, they can have one woman. But in reality and in nature, they want more women. So they will have one woman through discipline, but in reality, they wouldn't mind having multiple women. And that's just what it is. Now, a lot of people may not agree with that. You don't have to agree with it. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, when you look at that discipline is that key word. What happens when that discipline is broken? What happens when there's problems in the home and is sexually related? What happens when there's just problems in the home in general and another woman, you know, seems to be appealing and stuff like that? Well, cheating starts. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he may have that discipline to be with one woman, but at the end of the day, his nature is to deal with other women. And as soon as that discipline is broken, you got cheating, you got lies, and you got the thought of having another woman that comes into play. So yeah, we can not agree with the polyamory lifestyle or just polygamy in general, because polygamy is basically being married. But the polyamorous is basically having multiple people in relationships. So we can disagree with that all you want, but just as Mike said, the only way men are with one woman is because they have been disciplined to be that way. But by nature, that's not what they want. So anyway, we have another clip I'm going to let you see that kind of goes left from what Mike said. There are some good points in this, so let's watch the next clip and I'll come back.
I think a little bit different than you.
Esteban, go ahead. Tell me what you
Because honestly, I am an example of a different type of man. I think any man who needs 4, 5, 6 is a sign that they're not validated. And it's also a sign of insecurity. And I think after you're out of high school, why do you need more than one woman? If you find the one, commit. All the men are scared to have commitment. That's how you grow wealth and you sustain a good life.
Okay. But Master Musa.
Wow.
Huh?
I like your perspective. I'm sorry, Mike.
No,
Can you give us...
Okay. So Esteban said some things, right? Alright guys, don't forget to like and share and subscribe, okay? So Esteban, he dropped some jewels right then, right? So he's totally opposite of Mike. Esteban is a dancing ladies man. Like, he loves to dance, he loves the ladies love him. He's also engaged to Dominique, in which I told you when I saw them introduced to Kountry Wayne Skits, I knew something regarding swinger or some type of lifestyle was going to come up, because I can tell by the way Esteban reacted to Mike, and just being in that lifestyle and having that knowledge, I could tell that we were going to go that route. And like I told you in the previous video, now we're talking about polyamory or polygamy, or however you want to call it. So yeah, Esteban, he dropped some serious jewels on that podcast, and he says that's having multiple women is a sign of insecurities, a sign of a man not being validated, and a sign of a man who is not willing or ready to commit. Ladies, most men don't want to commit. Most men don't want to be married. They do that shit because of y'all. They do that because they want a baby. They want to build their legacy. That's why most men do it. Not saying all men, but most men only marry y'all because it's something they gain from it. And again, keyword is most. I'm not saying all men, but at the end of the day, most men don't care to marry. It's the woman that normally brings it up some way, somehow, or some situation happens. You know, I'm telling you, men rarely just wake up in the morning and say, oh my gosh, I'm going to go buy a ring and I'm going to marry this girl. They rarely do that. Because at the end of the day, they want to have multiple women. They want to have fun and be bachelors. They want to sit around in their house in their boxers, fart, and do whatever the hell they want to do. Put their hands down their pants and scratch their balls without a female aggravating them. At the end of the day, that's why a lot of men, once they're in long-term relationships, they rarely get back into them after they're over. Now, that went left. I was talking about Esteban. So yeah, he did bring up a lot of good points, that it may be a sign of insecurity. It may be a sign of, not being validated. But what having a stable household does is builds wealth, sustains good life, brings family. And that's one thing I'm all about. I'm all about family. I'm not about having a baby daddy. I'm not about procreating without being married and in a stable relationship. I'm not about any of that. I'm definitely about family. I'm definitely about loving and supporting and doing for your man. I'm all about that. But Esteban was definitely right when it comes to building wealth and sustaining a good life. So I think both men had good, valid points on this. So let's talk about it in the comments. Who do you agree more with, Esteban or Mike? Let's talk about it. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching Storytime with a Grown Woman. That's Swag and the W is silent. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye guys.